Hello, friends. Tiana Smith here with TianaSmithCoaching.com. And it is our six-figure launch boot camp, my five-part series. Today is day 2 or part 2. And I'm so excited to go live right now and share with you how to craft your high-value, high-ticket offer. On today's training, I'm going to be going through our checklist, which you can find in the six-figure launch bootcamp. It looks like this, and we're going to be on page 3 because we're going to be talking through 2 pages today. One is how do you set your goals for attracting high ticket sales, and the second part is your high ticket package worksheet. And this is where we're actually going to go through this partly on the call, partly after the call. You're going to do some action steps and post it in the group. So I'm so excited. If you can type the number 1 in the comments, if you can see me and hear me. Let me know if you're watching live, where you're coming in from, or if you're even watching in replay mode also, where do you live? Where are you tuning in from? I'd also love to hear, what is it that you do? Let us know in the comments. This is your time to shout out, let people know what you do. And hey, you never know if somebody sees what you do and wants to reach out to you. I am definitely into always esteeming my fellow entrepreneurs, my coaches, course creators, consultants. We never want to spam each other, but just by putting yourself out there, it allows people to reach out to you. And actually tomorrow, when I talk to everybody, when I talk to you about how do you hold yourself on social media, we're going to talk about power positioning. But before we talk about that, we need to know what your offer is. We need to know who you're wanting to attract, and we need to set some goals. So great. You guys are coming in from Boise, Idaho. I see the number 1 in the comments. You can see me and hear me. Yeah. And so put in the comments where you're coming in from so that we can know. And again, I always just get so excited about this to know that we are all able to be part of a global economy. Type in the comments, a global economy. And I just want to take a moment to talk about that right now, because we know that in the world, some of our countries go through different economic turns. And what's really exciting is that when we're online, I think it's something like over 3.5 billion people are on Facebook alone. That's, then there's of course Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these other sites. But more than half the world or so is on Facebook. So when we talk about even when things feel hard in our economy, just remember that really is a mindset. That's a paradigm. It's not that there's not truth to it, but you get to create a different reality. Remember, if you sell 100 people $1,000 course a year, 100 people out of 3.5 billion people just on Facebook alone, do you not think you can make $100,000 sales? That's a 6-figure income. And if you are somebody who's selling high ticket things, $10,000 programs is $100,000. So just keep in mind that you do not need to live by your local economy, your country's economy. We are in a global economy, and with Facebook, with Instagram, with social media, with the World Wide Web, right? Go global, baby. That's right. We get to say, hey, I'm putting myself out there and I can attract a lot of high ticket clients because I provide high value. So I put an affirmation in the group and it said, I am not paid by my hourly rate. I am paid by the services I provide. So I want to talk about this for a minute as we get into high ticket selling, high value. So I want you to start to look at your life. I'm going to share mine, and you are welcome to think about what you've done. I'm actually going to grab a couple props. You guys ready for some props? Okay, let's talk about some props. Okay, so let's talk about some props. Okay, now you might have different props. These are some of my props, meaning these are some things that I've invested in myself to grow my business. Are you guys ready for it? Put a number 11, because remember we go 11, 11, a level 11 in our lives, right? Turn it up. Okay, so one is this. I got my undergrad in marketing and business and music. I studied business and music business from Berklee College of Music back when I was 21, and I definitely spent high 6 figures for this degree, let alone the years preparing to even get into that school. I had to audition. I started at 11 years old, investing into music. At 16 years old, I was in Nashville. I learned about press kits, which, by the way, nowadays, that's your media page on your website. That's the branding. I started doing websites at 20. Do you guys see what I mean here? So at that point, I'd already been working for 10 years in my business, in my mastery for real, because I started getting paid at 16. Then I kept working. I worked for record labels. I went and got some training done in Adobe Illustrator and in design and marketing. Then I went and got my master's degree. And this also costs another pretty penny. This is my master's degree program. By the way, my first name is Amber. My middle name is Tiana, if you see Amber on there. So I go by my middle name. Okay, so now we're talking over 200K. We're talking about 20 years at that point. I think I got my master's degree at 30, so I started at 11. I'm now 40. So when I turn 41, that will be 30 straight years of working on mastery in music and business and marketing. At marketing, I started at 16. So if you want to count from whatever age that is. So why I'm sharing all that is then I've paid for courses. I want you guys to put in the comments, how long have you worked on your craft? It might not be as long as mine. I get it. Like I started really young and all that stuff, but I'd like to know how many years have you put into working on the thing you want to sell? If it's your services, if it's your course, if it's your, and also keep in mind, like I have a client who's an organizer, but not only is she an organizer, she's homeschooled her kids for years, which means she's been organizing curriculum. Think about how many years she did that. I want you guys to start to really think about all these years that you've worked on you. I want you to think about all these years that you have invested in any education, any certifications, any courses, any of that. I want you to start to think about a number for that. And in fact, I would actually like you to try to add it up. And so that would be really important. If I was going to add it up, I would say between advertising, between courses, between degrees, and you can't even put a number on the years. So how many years have you invested? I want you guys to really you can put it in the comments. So when we talk about that, okay, and we look at, okay, Tiana, it's been almost 30 years mastering music, and then starting at 16 with business and marketing, getting paid for it. Okay. People would hire me in my early 20s to do marketing for them. I would actually put together different singer-songwriters and groups. I worked at Sony Records at 21 in the A&R department, worked on marketing. You see what I mean? So you need to start looking at your life and taking this audit yourself and putting together. And I really recommend you do a Word document about all the things that you have done. And it does not need to be specific degrees. Again, it can be life experience absolutely counts, right? So yeah, your whole life, exactly, definitely. Okay, so now let's talk about that. So if I put all that together, so when somebody calls me and they say, Tiana, I want an hour of your time. And I'm like, well, it's $1,000 minimum, or you can work with one of my packages, right? $1,000 for an hour. Well, yeah. Do you know, in 1 hour, because of what I've been doing for all these years, the thousands of clients that I have served, I absolutely can map out a 10K a month, a 6-figure plan in 1 hour. So yeah, you're not paying me for my time. You are paying me for my brain, my heart, and my life experience. And I want you guys to write that in the comments, because this is the way that we actually package our services, our programs. My whole thing is shortcuts to success. Put that in the comments. This is a different way of holding yourself. This is a different paradigm if you're being open, right? Exactly. Like, so that's the thing. There's homeschooling, church planting, counseling, event plan. Exactly. So what you want to start to think about is, how can I take the part of my brain that I can make the most money in and serve clients? Because here's the deal. And also that you're passionate about. So you want to combine some passion, but also with the most monetization. Let me give you another example. I started teaching music at 19, and I taught music from 19 to 30 as well. So I was teaching music, I was doing production, I was doing marketing, I was doing a bunch of other things. And guess what, friends? That's part of why I say focus on one thing. When I was doing all those things and I was really good at each of them, but I didn't have focus, I barely made $2,000 a month. So this is another side note piece, is focus. It's about niching. And when I say niching down, I don't mean into not using all your skill sets. I'm talking about an area of focus in your business. And I'm going to say a side note over here right now. And I just really want you guys to tune into this. What I'm giving you right now is like the overall goods to what really works in business. This is not just the systems for success online and the online marketing. And it's like real life. I will change your life right now if you listen to things I've said. This is things I traveled around the world to learn, implemented, and this is true. You cannot have two startups at once. Put that in the comments. You cannot have two startups at once. What does that look like for course creators? You trying to launch one mini course and one main course? You guys, that's two startups. If you are not making six figures in one already and have a big enough email list, stop what you're doing and you need to focus. Okay, so I'm going to be like super, super real talk right now with you guys, and let's get a calculator out. When I see people trying to sell $100 product, okay, let's talk about $100 product. Okay, you cannot have two startups at once. Exactly. Okay, so when you're talking about, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to do this thing, no, what you're going to do is you're going to split your focus and you're not going to make money. So let's talk about it. $100. Okay, we've got $100 here. If you're trying to sell a $97 month membership, by the way, this is not what I help people with, because the truth is you really need a very large email list and most people don't have it. And that's why they're in these membership groups and these courses and they're wondering why they're not making money. You're not going to make money with a $100 product unless you have a very large 100K or more email list. That's just the way it is. Maybe 50,000, but that's it. So if you have less than a 50,000 person email list right now, you need to be going high ticket. And what that means is you need to be bringing more value and accountability and help and a shortcut to success to your clients. That way they can pay you more. Okay, so this is not to discourage anybody. This is to encourage you. If you've been wondering why you've been in all these courses and all these things and people are saying, oh, just charge $297, just charge $497. No. We need to figure out how much money you want to be making. If you want to make $10,000, you can cut the pie a number of ways. So if you divide that by 100, if you had a $100 product, how many would you have to sell every month to make $10,000? You'd have to sell 100 new things a month or have a recurring revenue with no turnover. 100. Do you understand how many 100 sales a month actually is? This isn't a normal amount. People don't usually do that, even people who are multimillionaires. Instead, we need to focus on a higher ticket approach, which means we also need to grow the value. Put in the comments, higher value equals higher ticket. How do you make something higher value? Faster results, faster transformation. Write this down in the comments. This is the real talk of what this really looks like in order for you to go higher ticket, okay? So you need to provide. So if higher value equals higher ticket, this is a math equation. This is this simple. This is a math equation. Then how do we get higher value? Higher value equals faster results. How do we get faster results? Faster results comes from systems and accountability. This is like, if I was going to map this thing out, actually, I will type it up. Let me open up a Google Drive. I'm going to open up a Google Drive. Hey. That's just, a singing break. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to write it really big. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to really talk about this because I really want you to understand this so that you stop getting distracted with the lies online or just you making excuses, okay? So let's make it here and let's make it really big. If you can actually let me know in the comments if you guys can see me, hear my screen, see me, hear my screen. Can you see me, hear me, and see my screen? All of those things. Can you put like a number, let's see. Just put a number 11 in the comments if you can see me, hear me, and see my screen. Okay, can you see it? See me, hear me, see my screen. Let's double check over here if you guys can. Can you guys do it? Can you put a number? Okay, you can see. Okay, cool. So let's go here and let's do this. Higher value means you can go higher ticket. Let's write this out, okay? Higher ticket. How do you get higher value? Okay? You get higher value by a faster transformation or faster results. Well, how do you get faster results for your clients? You get it when you systemize your knowledge. This can be done through a course or a members area, or also just worksheets and in order, like a curriculum. You guys with me? Okay, you got to take the time to do this. Plus one-to-one accountability and or done for you work. Are you guys ready for some examples of this? Type the number 4 in the comments if you're ready for examples of this. Okay, this is how we actually build something. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go open up my Canva really quick and go grab this tab. So when we come here to page, we're gonna skip the goals for now. We're gonna dive right into high ticket package. When we talk about what's in your package and what's the benefits, okay, what does that mean? Okay, so this is on your guys' worksheet. This is a part of your action steps today. Okay, and let me know in the comments if you guys need any, help with this. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go grab, I don't know if I have my benefits list here. So I'm just going to type it in right here. So we're going to say, okay, or done for you work. Okay. Okay, let's talk this out. When you systemize your knowledge, meaning you give people something they can see that they can actually take action on. Okay, well, what does that look like? Let me come over here and share with you. So here's a behind the scenes on my 5-day bootcamp files. Okay, this is very behind the scenes. I told you guys, like, I'm super real. I'm very transparent. I just want to take a moment to talk about my transparency for a minute. Most of the coaches and people running things have a bunch of people in the background, like making their PDFs, making their Canva things. I want you to understand where I'm coming from when I'm teaching this. I started with design before I actually built people's social media stuff. I built websites. I built their branding. I did all that. I was a service-based entrepreneur until I saw the need that people needed coaching. So now I do done for you work, meaning I build your funnels, I build your brands, I do all that, but I don't do it without coaching because there's a gap in this industry. And here's the gap, okay? And I want you to think about where, and write this down. Where is the gap in your industry? Type that in the comments or put it on your piece of paper. Where is the gap in your industry? So let me go back to taking the part of your brain that can make the most money. And you're going to have to just follow along with me here as I run through this. Okay. I'm in flow with you, and you got to stay up. You got to stay really focused and really understand what I'm trying to give you. I am a master in marketing, and I'm also a master with music. Music, let's say teaching, is going to maybe cap out at 70 to 100 an hour. People just aren't going to pay more than that. So I could get online and I could get really busy with filling up my time and trying to get $100 an hour clients. But 10 times 100, let me just explain this. 100 times, even if I got 100 times 10 paying clients a week, that's 1,000 a week. That's a really high pay for a music teacher. That's still only 4,000 a month. And the reason that I say 10 hours is you really are maxed out at 10 hours of coaching. Put that in the comments. 10 hours of coaching is really your max, anybody's max. Let me tell you why. So put that in the comments. 10 hours of coaching is your max. Because whether you're group coaching or one-on-one coaching, you need those other 30 hours if you're going to work full-time in your business, or if you want to work 20 hours and at least 10 other hours. You need marketing, you need content creation time, you need live streaming time, you need sales call time. That's just the way it is. You're not filling up 40 hours ever of coaching or of group coaching. No, you need to have other time to run your business, to do your finances, to do your accounting, to do your team meetings. I have Gerald on here. We have to do team meetings pretty much every day. And that includes strategizing, space to create. Also, what about taking care of your body? What about the gym? What about your family? You guys see what I'm saying? 10 hours is really max. So if I'm maxing myself out at $4,000 a month, that's not even to cover my home necessities, let alone my business growth. You guys with me? So you got to figure out how to get out of the hourly day-to-day thing and even the consulting. How do we do that? We leverage ourselves by providing more support outside of our one-on-one calls. Put that in the comments. You leverage yourself by providing more support from one-on-one calls. Now, what I'm about to share with you is really stuff that is, most of my friends are like, Tiana, do not share all this information for free. But you know what? I'm going to share it for free anyway. You know why? Because I know that if you want the kind of branding that I offer, you can't do it yourself. It literally took me about 20 years to get to where I am. So it doesn't intimidate me to share the knowledge that I'm about to share with you, because I understand that even if you applied everything I just taught, you have a gap, and it's me. And I'm not meaning that arrogantly. I just mean it for the truth that it is. I am a specialist in this field. I am the go-to expert. A lot of these coaches you guys hear from have hired me. Okay. And so, like the top of the top, use me as their guest speakers, or they don't, I'm considered competition. So, why I'm sharing that is that's a great place to be in. And so, I know that I can share with you this goodies. I can hopefully help you get your feet off the ground if you're just starting up. But for any of you truly serious about getting to 6 and 7 figures, you need help. That's just the way it is. So, when you figure out how to find an investment of 10K or a payment plan, or figure out how to go and hustle and make the money like what I did when I was doing my business, you'll hire me, right? Because if you're on this call and you're not hiring me, then that's okay too. Do whatever it works for you. But I'm sharing with you exactly what I share with my one-on-one VIP clients, how to package your goods. Okay. So let's run through this again. You need to figure out where the gap is in your industry. And then you need to figure out the piece of it that really you could get paid the highest ticket for. This is a strategic thing. And this is something you're going to have to do on your own, or you hire someone like me to help you do that. It is a very hard thing to always be objective about. I'll just be real. It took me years being in this industry. I'd say even 8 years went post my master's degree to really figure out, dude, people really need the funnels and they really need the branding because they don't know how to do it. They're not professional designers. Like if you want that next level luxe look, right? And we're going to talk about a lot of this tomorrow, but if you want that next level luxe look, you can be awesome at what you do, but if your look doesn't look good, you're still leaving a ton of money on the table. I don't get it. Okay. So I don't want to leave any money on the table myself. What I want to do is I want to look awesome and I want to provide an awesome service. So put that in the comments. Look awesome, provide an awesome service. You want everything the top of the top of the top, right? That's who I'm talking to. That's the only kind of person I want to work with. I don't want any of this mediocrity. Why would I wake up in the morning to be mediocre? Why would I wake up in the morning to make excuses? No, we're going to go all in on ourselves. So you want to find the gap in your marketplace, and then you need to figure out which part of what you provide will pay the most. Again, music teaching is not going to pay me that much. People just are not willing to spend it. I also have my master's in marketing though, and I do business. So how about this strategy? I kill it with marketing, with funnels, with figuring this thing out, which I've done. And then I sell it for high ticket because I know I can get people a return on investment. They can invest 10K and make it up in a day if they wanted, a week. It's really their money mindset. What I do is awesome and it works. It's up to somebody else with their mindset to actually implement what I teach them to do. It always works when the person does the work. So I have a proven system that works. What can you figure out that's a proven system that works? It doesn't have to be B2B. So one thing is you need to know there are 4 main areas that people buy into. Let's share my screen again and let's talk about this. So I want you guys to put in the comments which one that you have. It's relationships. One in that self, that's a relationship with self. That could be self-care, right? That could be couples, that could be kids, that could be marriage, that can be family, right? Anything to do with relationships, including yourself. This is the biggest seller online. Another thing, health, wellness, right? We're all concerned. These are big needs. So again, that's anything. And again, there's sub niches to any of this. Okay, so you're going to figure out what it is. So if you guys want to put this, and this is also a little bit like beauty stuff also, even though that's a big subcategory, would be beauty. So that would be makeup, all that stuff, right? Okay. Then you've got self-development, leadership. Okay, so that's your mindset stuff. That's like peak performers, right? That's people who are like strength oriented, like just I would say this is also like thought leaders, this kind of stuff. This is actually one of the highest areas that people buy into. Okay, and again, you can have this underneath your other one. And then there's money. So this could be abundance mindset. This could be B2B, meaning me, like, where I do sales, marketing, funnels. That's all under money and slash business. Okay. But money is a little different than business because some people want to work on their money, but also that. So I would say like down here is also business growth, right? So that would be, all these other things. So what you want to decide on is which is your main area, and then which is, your subcategory. So let's see if it was organizing. I mean, I think there's a lot more. I would say, there's all kinds of main categories. You could talk about home as well. organizing, decorating, style, you know what I mean? And so, and then there's, I would say beauty because of things that are going on. I'm going to add some things here that I've seen. This would be face, makeup, this could also be clothing, that kind of style, right? So I would say these are the main categories that people are selling a lot of things and you can really niche down. So what you want to do is choose which one it is you're doing, and then you're going to find whatever that going right into it is. So for example, if it's business growth or consulting, what kind of consultant are you, right? If it's about, I know I helped a lady with growing her mommy tribe, and so that would be, I would probably put that under relationships, and it would be under self as well as community, right? Because she's gonna, and I mean, then there's just overall, I would say lifestyle. It's funny, when I started doing this really a lot, like training on how do you develop your high ticket packages, it seemed like there was more like four, but I've worked with a lot of people, and these are the ones that people are, I would say, like, these are the big headers. So decide which one you're in, and then let us know what it is. Is it under relationships, and which part of relationships? Is it under health and wellness? Is it self-development, leadership? Is it around money? Is it around business growth? Is it the home? Is it beauty? Is it lifestyle? And then of course there's all kinds of other sub niches. Like there's even like pet stuff, right? So it could be pet business consulting. It could be dog walking. It could, I mean, you guys, what's incredible, there's really so much. So these are a lot of ones that people will buy from. But I mean, money could also be, people teach on songwriting. Like I helped somebody do her song, that's Kathy Heller, her boot camp, because that taught songwriters how to make money doing it. So money covers a lot. Business growth also can fall under money, right? So you just want to put in the comments, like, which one is it that you're doing? And you need to be extremely clear about this. Because once again, when tomorrow we talk about branding and power positioning and holding yourself with power online, you need to be super clear about this offering, because that offering is at the core of why are people finding you? What do you call yourself? So put a number 3 in the comments if this is all landing for you. 3 in the comments if you're like, okay, this is making sense. This is super important. These are one of the categories, right? I need to provide more value. So let's start to dive into your worksheet right now. So put a number 5 in the comments if you're ready to dive into the worksheet right now. Worksheet right now. So 3 in the comments, 3 in the comments. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's talk now about, we've talked about higher value, you can get higher ticket. How do you get higher value? By giving faster transformation and faster results. Well, how do you get faster results? You need to systemize your knowledge, meaning course, members area, worksheets, an order, curriculum, like how I'm taking you guys through this. This is what I'm talking about, right? You're guiding people, so you've systemized what this looks like. You've systemized what your habits would look like for people, right? Like, this is what I have done for people. I really go above and beyond. And let me tell you why. I believe if you give people a mini transformation for free, and type this in the comments, if you give people a mini transformation for free, they will hire you for their full transformation. Unless they're just a taker and you don't want to take her anyway. Right? So if we're in a world of competition, okay, which we are, and they can go to any website and any social media, why would they follow you? Let's say that your branding's on point at some point. It all looks great. You post consistently. You're doing your video marketing. Why are they going to buy from you instead of anybody else? Number 1, you need to write that down in the comments, or write it in your high value thing. Why should they buy from you instead of anybody else? You need to know that, because that's like a vibe that translates through all of it. I know that I know that I know I'm the best at what I do. I am. And the other thing is, if I'm not the best in a certain area, guess what I'll do? I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I hired a full-time help to help me with it, right? So that's the truth. And I've actually mastered what I do, and I actually can say it for a fact. And I like to hold on to the anchor of the things I know while working for better. What does that mean? Hold on to what you know you can do a great job at while working to become the best in the world. Listen, friends, if you don't want to be the best at what you do in the world, why would you even try? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I work with people who want to be the best at the best of the best. Look, there's always room for growth. The truth is there's always somebody worse and there usually is somebody better, but not always. Sometimes you get to be the best. And best is also subjective. Not everybody is for everybody, and that's okay. So when I say like I'm the best at what I do, I know I am, but I still might not be somebody's cup of tea. So they might go somewhere else, which that means I'll have to hire 10 people to do what me and my team can do, but that's fine. That might be their jam. They might like things complicated. So the thing Look, you got to believe in yourself, and so when you worked so hard and you poured into something and you stayed the course, remember at the beginning when I said, don't split your focus, when I saw the need in this area, I'm not splitting my focus. I pursued music 100% full time, had my second baby, got my master's degree. I knew I couldn't gig anymore. I still wrote, I still practiced, I still sang, but I knew I needed another way to make money. And I'm so grateful that I went all in on marketing, working anywhere, even with the little kids beside me, from a laptop like this, from my phone, because this has absolutely changed my life and my clients' lives. So, that's right. We're all one of a kind, which means there's someone else like us. However, I do want you guys to get a little bit more competitive about that. Like, how do you separate yourself from a lot of other people? And the way you do that is by constantly being like, I'm going to be the best at this, and I'm going to go all in on this, and I'm going to provide the best accountability. So now let's get to the high ticket package. Let me tell you how you can stand apart from the crowd, from the competition, and even the celebrities. Put a number 7 in the comments right now if you want to stand apart from your competition and even the celebrities in your field who have a much larger mailing list, who have a bigger thing. You want me to tell you the thing that you have that those celebrities don't have? You have time. Somebody who has 10,000 people in a Facebook group does not have the time to provide one-on-one support for their clients. That's just a fact. I'm going to repeat it. Type it in the comments if you want. A celebrity coach does not have the time to provide the one-on-one support and transformational support that most people really need. What they're relying on is their system to sell for them, or also they hire people at a much smaller rate than they charge to help guide people through it. Okay. Has everybody seen this? You get into a group and then there's like a community manager or there's some other coaches, but you never actually get coached by the celebrity. Put a number 5 in the comments right now if you've experienced this. By the way, that's not me. When you come in my program, I work with you one-on-one. That's why I charge the prices I charge. So that's how you charge higher ticket and get higher value and transformation. You don't try and say, I just want to outsource everything. If you want to outsource everything, you can. That's a different kind of business approach. I know how to do that approach as well. Personally, for me, I like to be hands-on in my group. I show up to every VIP strategy call. I coach every single group coaching call. I do not outsource that to somebody else. Do you know why? I believe that people who hired me wanted to hire me and not somebody else that I hired. I have Gerald on my team, who is a tech expert who I hired, who's already an expert in their field, trained him in my business. He's incredible, and he takes for Tech Tuesdays. But that doesn't mean you don't still get Tiana. That means you get more than Tiana. Everybody with me? So what I believe in doing, the way I truly believe is an ethical, exciting, really enthusiastic way to run a business is to show up for your clients. And it doesn't mean you have to do all the one-on-one calls. You absolutely can do the group calls, but you show up for them. You do the video training and you train them and you answer questions. And what you can do is you can use your time that you have, because you're not a celebrity yet. And even if you were a celebrity, you might still do it. You just probably will keep raising your prices. You have time. So this is how you can come into a very full field and still stand apart from the crowd. You can be consistent in your marketing and you can be amazing with your client service. Put that in the comments right now. This is really the key to success with online marketing nowadays. Okay, so I'm giving you systems, I'm giving you strategy, but now I'm going to give you some heartfelt advice and real things that work to gain new clients as well as keep new clients and get referrals. And that's by doing an amazing job for your clients by showing up and giving them of yourself. Okay. So let's talk about that. So let's come here to this worksheet. Okay. High ticket package. This is going to be your guys' action steps today, your guys and gals. Name of your program. So when we talked about which kind of program you're in, okay, that's the leading different things. And I'll give you guys access to this worksheet if you want. So let's talk about this program. So what's your program name? The program name, it needs to be something that is the result that your clients want. Okay. So that would be like, it would be 30-day. I mean, I really like 8 weeks. So mine is called the 8-week Biz in a Box Bootcamp, right? So this is an example. So it's saying how long it is, and it's a business in a box. That's the result. Then you want, the next part is the objective of their program. That's like their goals, okay? So what's the objective? What does this look like? Okay, that means, and I'm going to go copy it from my Canva and go grab it, my sales offer. Let's go over here. Put a number 3 in the comments if you're getting it, and also put any questions if you have some questions. So what's the objective? Okay, so for example, I've got a couple programs. I have one-on-one coaching, and then I've got my 8-week in a big BizBox program. So here's the objective. It doesn't say objective. You say the title. Done for you funnels, one-to-one coaching, VIP support program for fast results to scale your business to 10 to 100K months fast. Okay, so that's the objective. You guys see it? Then when it's laid out, then you start to list what's included. This could be done for you work, and then there's support. So let's figure out, how are you going to do that? Details list. That's like what's in this package. So that's where you're listing this whole thing, right? Over here, where you're like, okay, this is what's in the package. And then this is the support, okay? So this is really an important practice. And I recommend even printing a couple pages, putting it on there. Put a number 5 in the comments if you're with me. Or do you guys have any questions about this? Let me go here. You guys doing good? 5 in the comments, okay? So over here, underneath the support, the details list, you're going to say what's in the package. So let's say that it's a 30-day thing. Well, maybe there's 4 one-on-one calls. Well, what's the benefits of that for them? What are they going to get from those 4 calls? Are they going to gain clarity? They're going to have support. They're going to have accountability. Let me walk you through mine. So choose 2 funnels websites. Funnel and online audit of what you have in place, custom landing page. And what this is, like sales training on how to use your free offers to bring in leads and then how to close them on a phone call from this style of marketing. That's their benefit. So I could just say sales training, but then I list out what they're getting. Okay. Does this make sense? Custom marketing strategy with laid out plan for you and your team to run yourself, includes Facebook training. Like you're essentially, and you don't always put all the benefits directly on the program. You're going to put some of them, but you should know all the benefits. Because again, when you know all the benefits of what you're offering, that's what really brings a lot of clarity to you, even understanding your value. Because first thing, you need to know your value. If you don't know your value, then how are you going to sell that to somebody else? So that's why I led all this with you understanding, what niche are you in? What result are you getting for people? Go out for being number 1. Because if you're just not sure about you, they won't be sure about you. And this is where people come and they're like, I've got this package, I've done this. And I'm like, okay, but like, so what results are you providing for people? Like, look, everybody's trying to sell before they even know what they're selling. That's why I lead with this. Remember, we talked about that there is a foundation. We got to get our systems up. We got to know what you're offering. You need to know the value that you provide to this marketplace. So when you go out to talk about it, not only do you have clarity, not only do you have good messaging, because you got to know what you're selling and you got to know that it's worth selling. You have to know that you're worth buying from. Know your worth. You know, I have a statement up here that says, I'm not negotiating my value with anyone. I'm worth it, been worth it, will forever be worth it. You want me to type that up? Let's say it again. I'll go hold it here for you guys. All right, let's grab this. I'm like, can you see? All right, so what is this? I'm not negotiating my value with anyone. I'm worth it, been worth it, will forever be worth it. Somebody take a screenshot and tag me online. I'm like, that was my photo op break. I really hope somebody got a screenshot. Gerald, did you get a screenshot? Oh, like everybody gets a screenshot. I feel like it goes this way because there's like a blank space here. Did we get screenshots? Take a screenshot, tag me, make your own printable, and put this up. I'm going to make you guys a printable. Who wants this printable, this affirmation? Who wants this very specific affirmation? Get it in your brain. In your brain, in your head, in your head. I'm not negotiating my value anymore. I'm worth it. Always been worth it. Zombie, zombie. I mean, who else loves that song? I mean, Cranberries, come on. All right, so we're going to keep going. All right, we're going to get, everybody's getting an affirmation. I feel like Oprah. And you're getting an affirmation, and you're getting an affirmation. And Amy is definitely going to win most engaged the last couple days. Come on, friends, step it up. Amy's outdoing all of you. I like this attitude, Amy. I had to do a special shout out. Okay, so this is how you do your worksheet. Do I have any questions about this? You need to fill this out today, okay? This is your action steps. You need to figure out the name of your program. You need to figure out the details. This is why weather reporters, they're awesome, right? It's like everything's a little backwards. Details list about what it is you're doing, and then the benefits of it. So if it's 4 one-on-one calls, why is that going to benefit them? If they get the recording, why is that going to benefit them? Because them and their team can also watch it. If they get, let's see, one of my other benefits over here. If they get a custom landing page design, why does that benefit them? So they can automate new leads and sales. So this would be landing page design, automate leads from social media. That's the benefit. You see what I mean? There's the listing of what you're offering, but why does it benefit them? Somebody put in the comments exactly what you do. And I mean, I can help you with this if you say, okay, details. So this is what you're going to print out and do. Let's talk about part 2 of your printout. Let's talk about goal setting before we go. So remember I talked about listening to Bob Proctor this week, right? So here is the affirmation. Remember yesterday we talked about I have an extra, putting a timer in your phone, right? So I have an extra, you're going to fill in the blank. This is a PDF that's on your sheet, and I'll actually share my screen so you can see it better. Okay. Let's go here, and it's this one. Okay, this is, so here's our pages. Here's one page. Here's yesterday's checklist. Here's this page, page 3. I have an extra $10,000 or more coming to my bank account. So if you have a higher goal than that, you can just cross it off, put it there. If you're in my group, you get the templates of these, which are editable, but I'm just giving you the PDFs because this is still a free program. Okay, so there's that. And then you want to put by the date. So obviously this date's late. So just put, you could put 5/31. Then you're going to put from what? This is the part about focus. Remember I said you can't have 2 startups at once. You need to share what it is. If it's VIP one-on-one, if you also have a group program, but these should be underneath the same kind of sales technique. For example, why this is still in the same line for me is when I do these boot camps, I offer one-on-one done for you work or coaching. And then I also offer group done with you with my systems for those who can't afford or don't want my one-on-one packages. So I've got one-on-one and I've got group, but it's still all underneath the 6-figure club and my systems. That makes sense? So it's still very focused. It's still very aligned. Guys, I have vision boards. I have a planner. I have all those things, but those are all $1, $30. And there's small potato money compared to a $10,000, $20,000 sale or contract, right? So what I do instead is I really just put all these things that I create because I'm like a creator and I create planners and I create worksheets. Instead, I offer this to my 6-figure club members. Now I do have a lower ticket a program, which would be like going through my six-figure club, but without any support. And that's more $2,000 instead of $10,000. But you don't get any one-on-one support with me, any group support. But if you can't afford it at this time, you see what I mean? And usually, by the way, I still give 30 days of support because I really believe in support. I really believe that we all need a hand, arm in arm, some community. Okay, that's what gets you there. So I honestly just don't offer things fully without support, except my low ticket courses. But again, they're all falling under six-figure club. They're all a map out to the six-figure mark, seven-figure systems. Make sense? So what you need to figure out is, first of all, your first offer. This is this offer or a new offer, right? So you need to figure out what this offer is going to be. What are you going to be called? It's time to make a decision. Who are you? What are you called? And what are you offering the world? And today is your day to figure it out. You don't need to wait. You don't need to take forever. Learn and earn. Type it in the comments. Learn and earn. Okay. And that's just the part of this. You got to be decisive so you can actually make progress. If you don't get decisive, you don't know what you're offering, you're running a hobby. You're not running a business. And I'm really talking to people who want to create those high ticket offers, high value offers, and start to be able to systemize their leads and their sales. Yes. Okay. So let's talk again about the goals. Got off track with that. I get so excited. So you want to say what the offer is. It wasn't off track. It was here. Then I put some affirmations in here for you. These are ones that help me. I made this for me. And then like what I do, this is why I told you I'm very like, give people things. I made this for me. I then made it for my six-figure club members. And I said, you know what? I'll make a version of it for free for people to help them who go through my boot camp. I don't just give this away. It's only for people in this boot camp. My amazing clients are so excited to join this month. Every day, my inbox is overflowing with clients, magnetized to me, excited to pay high ticket to work with me because of the amazing value that I give them. So you see how all this goes together, the mindset, the knowledge, the abundance, what you're offering. Then what you want to do is you need to figure out, once you figure out over here, right, in this program, what you're charging them, the investment, the price, that also needs to be on here is the investment price. Name your program, objective, start to do this work, what's included. You're going to get it all mapped out. You need it to look more like this when you're done, where there's like bullet points, things like that. Then there's an investment. How much does it cost? Do you have case study pricing? Do you have a pay in full? Do you have a guarantee? So these are the things you need to figure out today. You need to do the high ticket offer. And then you also need to set your goals. Once you know what the high ticket offer is, then how many do you need to sell to make $10,000? So I really don't recommend you come up with a program that's less than $2,500. Now, if you're just starting out in business, that is a little tricky. So what you might need to do is a 3-month instead of a 30-day in order to sell 2,500. Like it might be $1,000 a month, which would be 3,000, or 2,500 pay in full. And you need to go sell 4 of those. Right? So you might have to give them a little bit more of your time when you're building your case studies, or you might need to do like 5 packages at $9.97 for 30 days, get yourself 5 testimonials, raise your prices. So there is definitely a level when you're first starting, but you don't have to like earn your way up. If you've got all this experience, you can say, this is what I do, this is what I charge, and I'm going to attract people there. Now, keep in mind, as we go through this week, if you don't look Lux and you're not consistent, you're not going to attract people like that. So this all goes together though, okay? So it all goes together. It all goes together. So that's a wrap. So what you want to do is the homework's going to be posted at 1 Eastern in the group. If you're not in the group, get in the group. You need to make sure that you're engaging on all the posts if you want to be qualified for prizes and the possible scholarship. I do only have 5. I have an incredible deal for 5 scholarships at one price point, and then the price point goes up for the next 5. And I'm only taking 10 people this week. So if you want to get in with one of the scholarship pricings of the first 5 is going to be the deeper scholarship, because early bird gets the worm, and the next one, and just 10 for the next month at all, and to one of my programs. And you need to message me ASAP and tell me that you want to talk to me about one of these programs. And you need to message me now. I'm starting to take calls today. I don't like to wait till Friday. I like to take off by Friday. So I'll tell you more about the offers in a group on Friday. But for this week, if you want to get on a call, if you know that working with me will change your life and your business, which it will, and you feel like I'm a good fit for you, then that's let's chat. And other than that, get your homework done, get the action steps done. And just remember, friends, you can keep trying to do this alone, or you can join something like what I offer to my Six Figure Club members and to my one-on-one members. We all know that everybody needs a coach. So message me if you're interested in that. Otherwise, let's see that homework. Comment in the questions if you're watching this in replay mode. Let me know any questions you had. You definitely want to join tomorrow. Like I said, every day this week is built on its own thing. We are building on each other's. And so tomorrow we'll be mastering the art of Lux branding, looking high ticket to attract high ticket. This is essential. Everything from how you show up on video to your posts, to your headers, to your fonts, to your colors. If you're not giving that right 2 seconds, right, the first 2 seconds, but I shared with you about 2 seconds, but we've had to go into systems. We need to make sure all your sites are consistent, like we talked about. We need to figure out what you're offering, what you're called, before we can talk about showing up on social media tomorrow. So go get it done. Take this as your time to go and do it. The only time is now, tomorrow, and all that. Just remember, one day behind could actually put you years behind. I will say that again. Waiting a day could put you years behind. You don't know what opportunities you're missing out on by not being ready. Okay, this isn't just about one day. I really believe in that. I really believe in seizing the opportunity. So go get it done. This is your time to shine. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you for tomorrow.